So we're looking at our phones this morning, but not in the usual way. This story is about a nationwide split over how we text. You've got your blue text people, the iPhone users, and the green ones who use Android phones. The differences can be annoying, but now, thanks to a new app, a major legal fight could be brewing. Ling Kent has the explanation, and she joins us from Los Angeles with exclusive reporting on this digital divide. Ling, good morning.
Nate, good morning. The new app is called Beeper Mini, and it allows Android users, the green bubbles of the world, to send blue messages to iPhones, meaning they won't throw your group chat into chaos. Plus, you get some higher resolution photos and encryption. But Apple is not happy about how this was made. The company admits it tried to shut it down. And just last night, a group of bipartisan lawmakers asked the Justice Department in this new letter to investigate if Apple broke antitrust law.
It's the ultimate divide when we text.
Okay, no, there's a green bubble on the group chat.
Green bubbles from Google's Android phones.
It's awful. It's the worst.
Versus blue bubbles from Apple's iPhones.
If you don't like the color green, don't get an Android.
I don't have time for that.
It's even a running joke online.
He's a 10, but he has an Android phone. What's his new rating?
1. Android, I can't do. I just can't do it.
So tell me, what is it like being a green bubble in a sea of blue?
Well, in the Bay Area, it's pretty hard. Most people here have iPhones.
Entrepreneur Eric Mijakovsky co-founded the app Beeper Mini in his converted Silicon Valley garage 3 years ago because of the deep technological and social divides between iPhone and Android users.
Look, it's not easy being green. Okay? Android discrimination is one of the last acceptable forms of hate in this country.
It's the first app for Android users that allows them to join iMessage group chats as if they were an iPhone user too.
When you download it on your phone, on your Android phone number becomes a blue bubble. And you have full access to all of the features like being able to reply or send emoji kind of tapbacks or send full resolution images and videos.
Beeper Mini is free, and the startup says it adds a layer of privacy. When Androids and iPhones typically text back and forth, the messages are unencrypted.
An unencrypted message is basically like a postcard. It means that anyone can read it. With Beeper Mini, though, all of your messages are encrypted. That means that Beeper can't read your messages, Apple can't read your messages, no one can.
But turning a green bubble blue took years. It meant deciphering Apple's secretive code, which Beeper cracked with the help of a 16-year-old high school student named James Gill 3 months ago.
When James first sent me a message on Discord, I was blown away. I think my first reaction was, holy crap, because we've been working on this for 3 years.
I just sort of like figuring out how things work.
How exactly did you reverse engineer this?
I had a real Mac, right, and I had a real iPhone. There are pieces of software that can capture everything like happening, and you just have to like poke at it and see, what does this mean? Why is it doing this? And how can I replicate the same thing?
Beeper Mini launched earlier this month, and within 2 days, the company says more than 100,000 Android users signed up, allowing their texts to show up as blue bubbles on iPhones.
And you're basically representing an Android as an iPhone. Is that going to be an issue for Apple, do you think?
So no one on Earth had done what we've done. And we're not exactly sure why Apple hasn't built an iMessage app for Android, because I think what we've shown is that it's totally possible and you could do this. But it's definitely something that needed to exist.
Well, Apple took notice immediately. Beeper says the tech giant stopped the app from working just 72 hours after it launched, setting up a David versus Goliath battle. Apple responded in a statement telling CBS News, "These techniques posed significant risk to user security and privacy. We took steps to protect users by blocking techniques that exploit fake credentials in order to gain access to iMessage."
Do you feel like Apple has a monopoly on messaging and has created this problem?
I think in the US, they kind of do, right? More than 50% of people in the US use an iPhone, and the #1 app on iPhone is Messages. And it, by default, excludes Android users from group chats. What we're trying to do is give people the freedom of choice. You should be able to download any software you want and be able to talk to any of your friends or family that you'd like.
Now, Beeper Mini is working again mostly and has continued, though, to face intermittent issues that it's blaming on Apple. And Apple and the DOJ have not yet commented on that bipartisan letter, which came from Senators Amy Klobuchar and Mike Lee, along with Representatives Jerry Nadler and Ken Buck. But Apple did announce it will allow for encryption between Android and Apple users next year. But Beeper Mini maintains it is not a security risk. Nate?
Beeper Mini trying to bring the world together. Ling Kent, thank you.